everybody. My name is Adeola Ajayi Phillips, presently undertaking the Masters in Business Intelligence, Fuse University. This is the week 1 project of the Patterns and Recognition, which is titled Performance Patterns. This is an analytical exercise for a friend by name Steve. He has chosen to partake in the triathlon, which is actually looking at making use of some data to gain insight about how best he can perform in this triathlon. Now let's go through some overview. My friend Steve has decided to compete in the upcoming Ironman competition. So Steve is a 35 years old man, athletic in shape and very energetic. He has been so busy preparing himself for the exercise. Passionately, he's been preparing. Well, Steve, to others, does not really portray what anyone would want to consider an athlete. So, because he sleeps late every Sunday. So Steve loves to refresh himself with the adult beverage from time to time, which is good. Steve took his time, believing data analysis would help gain some insights and be helpful. He sought for the prices of bike to consider if that would enhance his performance, and found a bike sold for $1,200, which will actually save him some 20 minutes over the course of the bike ride, which he found not worthy. But in the case of this analysis, we'll see if it's worthy or not. So he also saw new helmets for $75, which will save him 10 minutes, and he found that worthy. Well, I think Steve is more concerned about his safety. Now, Steve decided on how to spend more time training. He decided on how to spend more time training, as that would enhance his performance. To also enhance his strength and the ability to perform up to expectations. Steve is a very slow athlete in all 3 areas of the Ironman competition, which are swimming, biking, and running. Considering his assist, the same way we perform as gap analysis for organizations, we can as well do that for human beings. We'll see what the present level of the strength, and we'll see if we propose better exercises for them. We want to see in future if they can actually increase the level of how they perform. So, being a good friend to Steve, he has sought for my help, being a good data analyst. So, to help research people within his age group of a male gender, and consider their regions to other regions to come up with how best he can go into this competition. Now, the Ironman Triathlon competition is a competition that involves 3 areas of sport, which are swimming, biking, and running. Well, athletes have 17 hours to finish all. This involves 2.4 miles, bike 112 miles, and run to finish up 26.2 miles. Now, the average Ironman finish times, considering the data drawn from Runtree.com, of more than 41,000 finishers in 25 Ironman triathlons. The average finish time is about 12 hours and 35 minutes for an average competitor. Now, this includes swim time, 2.4 miles in one. We have 10% that finished up in 1.16 time. So we have, for biking, 112 miles. We have we have 50% who finished up at 6 hours 25 minutes, and we have the running for 26.2 miles, which was finished in 4.54 miles hours. That's 40% of the total. So this is the chart that we came up with, and this is a pure representation of the analysis I just gave now. Now this is an average Ironman finish times by age. Now we can tell from these that the age group at which Steve falls, the age group can actually do much more better for within 12.11 miles to 12.18 within 12.18 hours, like 12 hours and 11 minutes and 12 hours and 18 minutes. The age group between 35 and 39, that's the average. The correlations between the different variables and finishing place. Now, Steve is 35 years old. He's a 35 years old man and stands a better chance of finishing early if he puts his best in training on his swim speed and techniques, bike ability to cover long distance within a short period, and practice on strength to be able to run and cover longer distance every day. Now, the above analysis shows that male triathletes between the ages of 34-39, like I said before, finish between 12.11 to 12.18 hours for all the three triathlons. Now, having a bike that can save him 20 minutes over the course of the bike ride is an added advantage. So I will always want to advise him to go ahead and get a bike, because that will enhance him too. If he can enhance his own strength of running and meeting up, then that can enhance him too. So although Steve is a slow runner, so we encourage him to practice every day. Now, these are the 5 variables that are mostly that are most strongly correlated with finishing place: the age, the strength. Males within Steve's age group and lesser weights are more likely to finish early. So the analysis is shown below. So we encourage him to eat healthily, and I encourage him to eat healthily and make sure he does more exercises every day. Constant training, setting lower cover time during training will also help him. Good sporting equipment to enhance him too, enhance his performance too. That will also help him. These are some of the data drawn from runtree.com, considering the variables that will help him to. We can see that the ages between 34 to 39, we can see how performing they have from this data now. Now, this is the chart that shows the training analysis for 5 years between 2002 and 2007. We draw up some analysis to see how well people perform and train for swimming, how well they train for running, how well they train for biking within that short 5 period years. Now, the likelihood that a person with the fastest swim time will be the winner is 10%. I did the probability, and I actually came up with this considering the data. And the likelihood that the person with the fastest bike time will be the winner, this is not really guaranteed, but I mean, we have 50% coming up with that. So it's actually better if you do perform fine on the biking. Now, the likelihood that the person with the fastest run time will be the winner is 34.2%. The data is shown right there. Now, probability of the first person out of the water winning the race, second person, third person, well, the probability are shown below. Considering the first person, we have 43.3%, concentrated the second person 40% and the third person 40%. This is based on the data right at the right corner there. Now we can tell that first person of the bike winning the race, second person third. Well, we can say that if you perform fine from the biking, you can actually do much more better winning up the race. We can tell with the person with the 5.29 bike time coming up as the highest in the running. So that's enough to tell you that training your legs so much will actually go a better deal for you in this race. Well, tends to be the end of my presentation, and I want to thank you all for listening, and want to say thank you one more time. Thank you.